Quiet down and disappear. Think of all that time can take away.
Alright guys, and we're back with another episode of Behind the Spotlight, and today we have no other than a man that I have personally been swooning over since I met him and heard his voice. Noah Pearson, aka Rest It Is now?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Noah?
I'm doing good.
Man, I just have to start off by saying, you have an incredible voice. Like, hearing you sing, you make other singers say, damn, he has an amazing voice. Oh, man.
Well, thank you.
Of course. So, I'm corny, I'm cliche, so I'm just going to start off this interview like I start off every other interview.
All right.
Tell me about Rest, how you came to that name, where it came from, and why it means so much.
Well, I came to that name because in some ancient language or whatever, Noah actually means rest. And so that was the first step. That's how I came to the word, and then I just started to like the word more and more as I started to realize different meanings behind it. Because I want my music to be a place where people can find rest and be able to sit back, relax, and just be. And I've always appreciated the verse, come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest. And I think that is how I'm called to speak to people.
Building off of that, one of the reasons why we clicked at the very beginning was because we had the same goal. Like, we wanted to use music as a media to reach the world.
Yeah.
So tell me about your journey and your mindset and your heart behind this wanting to reach the world with your music.
Well, I've always loved music, and it's really unique because it's pretty much the only thing where you can get up in front of a bunch of people and be more vulnerable than you would be with one person in a conversation.
Yeah.
And it's just such a unique dynamic. And I've always appreciated vulnerability, and so I want to be able to be vulnerable and show people that, yeah, there are people who aren't perfect, and there are people that have no idea what they're doing. And so if you feel that way, you don't have to feel like you're behind.
Right. And I can appreciate that, especially in today's crazy world. There's just so much happening. Like, we need a message that breathes peace.
And there's just so much fake going on in the world, and we're so focused on all these things that are just so completely fake through and through. And so to bring some reality back to reality would be a nice thing.
Yeah. And I feel like this is gonna be a little bit of the focus of the interview. Just kind of us reflecting back on where we were and how far we've come.
Yeah.
And I say that to say, when we first started, we had a strong disdain for the current music industry. When we first started, we absolutely hated and we refused to be what was currently out there in the music industry.
Yeah.
Just tell me a little bit about how that mindset has kept you going thus far.
Well, I think it's motivated me in a way where I see something that I want to change, and I feel like I can change it. Because you're right, there's a lot of music out there that I don't like, and I just think that it's really sending the wrong message of what happiness is and what joy is, and it's pervasive throughout our culture. And so that keeps me going, because I know that I can change that.
Is there, if you could bring somebody along with you on your journey to be an artist that was not in the music industry, and that could help you achieve what your ultimate goal is, being an artist, who would that be and why?
If I understand the question correctly, I would say Jameson Gurdon is my boy. He's been my producer since I started, and he's done a fantastic job. I give him 70% of the credit on everything. And he and his friend Tristan are in a band called Hidden Houses, and they're doing fantastic stuff. And so if I were given the opportunity, I would love to bring them up. And
Okay.
although odds are it's going to be the other way around.
Well, I like you said, Hidden Houses is pretty good, and I would love to see a collaboration between Hidden Houses and Rest. That would be great.
Yeah.
Noah, we did a show together.
Yeah, we did.
It was my first show I hosted at NU.
Yeah.
It was what got me to fall in love with being an event coordinator.
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience of being up in stage, like not at church up in stage, or not at your school up in stage, but like we're at a college where we're bringing in people from everywhere. Like, tell me, what was that like?
I want you to know that, first of all, this is a more fresh experience in my mind than it probably is in yours, because my dad has a recording of this concert, and he plays it every day.
Oh, man.
It is very uncomfortable.
Moving forward like a natural disaster.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, no, that was a great experience, because it was just, it was the first time that I'd ever played with a band. And it was a really great experience to go through that process and learn how to play music with other people, and kind of the inner workings of a band, and just being codependent on stage, which is a really trippy thing. But it was also great because it was just a really good way to kind of get my footing on stage. And
and apparently you haven't had enough, because you keep going back up there.
Yeah. Kind of have to.
So tell me, what was it like being a band leader for the first time?
It was weird, man. I don't think I was leading. I think we were all kind of doing our own thing, and it kind of matched up. Ooh. Yeah, no, it was weird. I definitely don't think that I was the one leading, because they were better musicians than I at the time. So I was just kind of in front.
There's so much more behind the scenes to making music than what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
But no, not for you guys, not for Taming Foxes. Like, what do you say, or how does that affect your current work ethic when you look back and you realize you guys wrote a hit in 45 minutes in this very study room?
That's true. Well, I gotta say, a lot of the credit again goes to Jameson Gurdon, because he was the bass player for that band, and he was the one that came up with the music for it, for that song, and I came up with the lyrics. And I don't know, it was just really refreshing to have somebody else's music to put lyrics on.
Yeah.
Because it gave me freedom to write in a way that I don't normally write. And so I think that kind of tapped into a different well of lyrics, that I was able to write it so quickly, because I'd never opened that well before.
Tell me, if you don't want me to bring this up, that's fine. I can edit this out. But tell me, what is it like for you writing something like Natural Disaster or Ghosts, as opposed to writing, Trigger and Because of You? Tell me, like, the disparity between the writing and the thought processes in that, and just the emotion that.
I would say that it's a little bit more fast and loose when I'm writing the faster, crazier songs, just because I kind of give myself more leash, give myself more leeway, and I just kind of throw words out there and see what sticks. Whereas with writing the slower, more intimate songs, it's definitely very detailed crafting process of I need to make sure that every word is perfect. Because I'm trying to convey something deep inside me that that doesn't have words, really.
Right. You spoke on vulnerability a few times, and for having been your roommate and been one of your closest friends, like I know the type of person you are. Tell me, like, the experience and the growing experience that you had, being so vulnerable in your music, and not just, you know, releasing that music, being vulnerable, stepping up on stage and looking people in the eye and singing your music to them in such a vulnerable state. Tell me about that.
That still scares the crap out of me today. I'm gonna be completely honest. If anybody sees me in concert, I will be shaken like a leaf. It's, that's something I'm trying very hard to get better at. But I think it just comes with the territory. I mean, if you're up there and you're spilling your heart for a couple hundred people, there's a chance that they won't like it, and that's really scary because it's who you are on the inside, and people might not like it.
Right.
And there's a whole lot of reasons why they might not like it, and it could be just because they were wanting to listen to electronic dance music. I don't know. I don't know why they come to my show if they want to hear EDM. But yeah, it's a very delicate thing, and it's weird, but at the same time, I really appreciate the way that works and what it accomplishes. So,
I like that. If you don't mind, let's just dive a little deeper into your 2 new singles. Plug, by the way, if you guys don't know Rest or don't know where he's at, go check Apple Music for Because of You. Go check YouTube for Trigger. Fantastic songs, through and through.
Also on Spotify, and don't forget Midnight Sky.
Midnight Sky, is that a new one?
Yeah.
You released it?
It's on Spotify.
Oh, I gotta listen to that. But let's just talk about Because of You, the first single you released on streaming platforms.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song, and if you only want to get skin deep with the song, that's really all you can say. It's beautiful. But if you want to go deeper than that, then there's just so much story behind it.
Yeah.
Like tell me about the place you were coming from during the creation of this song.
When I wrote that song, I was. This is a weird story to tell because it's still in the recent past, but I was chasing after this girl, and she rejected me and was chasing after someone else, and so that song is the process of not knowing how to deal with being in such close proximity to a person that you have that much raw feelings with, and such a complicated history with. Because when you're at college, it's a pretty small university, so you tend to see everybody once a day.
Sometimes 3.
Yeah. So it's just, the song is just about me trying to navigate that space and that complicated emotional situation.
Alright, and Trigger, I remember the very first recording of that song.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I believe Jason still has that sitting on his laptop. It sounds different.
Yeah.
I want to say it sounds better. It sounds like you stripped it down, but you, at the same time, added more to it. Tell me, like, what'd you change about that?
Well, the YouTube video is just me playing it acoustic, and I do plan on putting more stuff back into it, but for the purpose of making a video, I can only play guitar well enough to make a YouTube video, so I wanted to just strip it down to its bare bones and just kind of give as raw of a song that I could give. And I have kind of changed it a little bit, and I've added some stuff vocally just to kind of clean it up a bit, because basically when you're writing a song, that song is never done unless you just walk away and say, all right, this has to be done now.
Right.
And that's something I never realized. And so I keep slightly changing the songs that I've finished because they're not done. They'll never be done. And I just need to walk away at some point.
Wow. I know for an artist it can be hard to walk away from something, especially artists are creative people. They're always having new ideas, they're always thinking, oh, what about this, what about this, what if I boost this, what if I drop it, etc., etc. Like, I know it can be extremely hard to say, this is finished, this is it, we're going to start a new project.
Yeah.
So I commend you on being able to do that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's probably one of the tougher parts of the job. Just because it's so hard for me to listen to my stuff and go, all right, that's good enough. All right, we're good. That's finished. Like, I have to let it go now. Because it's a part of you. And it's not easy to let go a part of yourself.
Right. If you had the opportunity to write for any music legend, and I'm just going to let you define what music legend is, who would you want to write for first?
Oof. I will qualify this by saying I don't want to write a song for somebody. I would love to write a song with somebody. And I would say if I could write a song with anybody, that's a loaded question. I think it would be awesome to write a song with Noah Gunderson. It's one of my favorites. He's got a great songwriting style, and I'd love to write with him and get some of his knowledge, because that'd be awesome. Another would be Amber Run. Fantastic band from the across the pond, and they're doing great stuff. And I just want to be a part of their band. I don't even want to be a separate thing. I just want to be Amber Run. And somebody do that, please.
Make me Amber Run. Make him Amber Run, guys, please.
Do it.
But that's very you. And to be honest, there was a name that you didn't say that I was hoping you would say, because it kind of leads to my next question. Sylvian Stevens.
Oh, you're right.
Immaculate singer and songwriter.
Man, I should have said that name. Now I've missed the biggest opportunity of my life.
But Sylvian Stevens, an artist that you yourself introduced me to, and one that I'm thankful you introduced me to, because the album Carrie and Lowell, just that at the time that my uncle passed, like, that album was almost on repeat.
Yeah.
I feel like albums like that, is that the style? I don't want to say like the subject matter, but just the style of music, the style of sound. Is that something you kind of want to go for? Or?
I would be so lucky. I would be so happy if I could write an album like Carrie and Lowell. That is such an incredible piece of art, and it's such a detailed exploration of loss and confusion, and oh man, if I could write something like that, I would just die happy. Like,
well, all right, let's talk about another song that you introduced me to, Christmas Unicorn.
Oh yeah.
Tell me, like, I don't even remember how that song came up, but like, tell me, how did you find out about that song? And like, tell me why? Like, you're talking about a Christmas unicorn.
Yeah, no, that's a weird freaking song. If I remember correctly, the first time I heard that was because some guy at my old church was like had it on like his Christmas playlist, and I was like, what the heck is this song and why does it keep going? Because that thing's like 7 minutes long, and it's just Sufjan going on and on about like it's weird. It's like he's going on about our culture and society and like problems with it in the context of talking about a unicorn. And I'm just like, what are you doing, man?
It's a great song. It's a really weird song.
Yeah.
But it's a great song.
With great genius comes great insanity.
I do believe it. I do believe it. Let's switch gears and stop talking about your genre of music.
All right.
Tell me what are your thoughts on other genres of music? Genres of music like pop. Tell me how you feel about the state of pop, or tell me like hip hop or R&B to country. I don't know. Everybody hates country, but
yeah.
Tell me where do you stand in relation to other genres of music?
I would say my relationship with pop music has been a rocky and difficult on and off relationship, mostly off. And that's just because it's kind of what I was talking about earlier, where it's like all this fake stuff, all this fake art. And I mean, there definitely is some value in it, but I would say it really misses the point of what art could be. And it just goes to this catchy, happy, say nothing for 3.5 minutes, and have a bump and bass track underneath it, and then call it good. Like, that's kind of the part of the music industry that I want to change, is to get people listening to more stuff that actually means something, rather than just stuff that is there and it's catchy and
right
says nothing. Yeah. I haven't listened to much hip hop, I'm gonna be honest. But I'm actually starting to get a little bit into it. Just a tiny bit. With like Chance and Gambino and it's good stuff.
Very solid choices.
Yeah.
But you touched on something that I think is really important to talk about. Pop music, it's all about writing catchy hooks. It's all about getting the attention of the audience and getting them to sing along. As a songwriter, how do you prevent yourself, or how do you stop yourself from, because I feel like it's easy to get stuck in the trap of when you start writing a song, just write something that you think everybody's gonna like. It's really hard to stick to your guns and write what you love, as opposed to writing what everybody else except you will love.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is chalked up to who I am as a person. I'm a very introspective person. I tend to wonder about myself a lot and who I am and what that means. And so for me, writing a catchy nothing song doesn't advance my music in any way. And so I want to stretch myself, and I want to be honest, and I have that goal of wanting to show people that other people aren't perfect and other people make mistakes, no matter how popular or famous they are. Everybody makes mistakes, and everybody's a complete mess if you look at it really. And so the reason I can't write a catchy nothing song is because I know that would be betraying the people that need something deep and honest and real.
Got me about to cry over here. No, dang.
Jeez. That's what I do.
Here come the waterworks.
I know. It's everybody just starts crying around me. That's just who I am.
Let's lighten it up a little bit. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Get a little bit less serious. What's on your playlist right now besides the aforementioned?
The aforementioned. I'm listening to Fickle Friends. They are a fantastic electronic band, also from across the pond.
Really?
I listen to way too much
local music.
European. Yeah. No. Yeah, no, Fickle Friends, definitely on my playlist. They write some awesome stuff. Like, it's just so complex and intricate, and I love it. Bombay Bicycle Club for sure.
Of course.
Because everybody needs a dose of weird every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I get mine far more often than once in a while. Some Clean Cut Kid in there. It's kind of funny. I've been listening to a lot of like more upbeat electronic rock music than singer-songwriter stuff.
Right.
And so I'm just like in this place where I'm like, man, I wish I could write stuff like that. But I can't. Because I'm a singer-songwriter guy.
Well, you can try.
I can try.
And if not, and if it always works out poorly, remember, 70% of this was Jameson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I can just blame him. Yeah, no, I want to, but then I realized just how weird it would be to write a rock song on acoustic guitar solo. Because then it would everybody just be like, what's going on with this guy? What's he doing over there? Is he energetic? Is he sad? Is he... Nobody would know what to feel. Because it would sound super sad, but it would be all like, yeah, rock and roll, dude.
Oh,
and you'd be like, oh gosh, I am conflicted beyond belief. Every time you listen to it. I just don't want to do that to people.
I appreciate you caring about your audience. It means the world.
Yeah.
Switching gears again.
Ooh.
For all the ladies out there and all the gents like me who find the time to swoon over Noah's voice, you single, bruh?
Yeah.
You hear that, ladies? If you see Noah on stage or if you see him in person, feel free to rush him and hug him, you know, do whatever. Just love him. He is single, so it's okay. It's okay.
Of course, this is a YouTube video, so it will not be it will not change with time, so that is subject to change. Just want to say, if you see this video 3 years from now, I may or may not still be single. Hopefully not, but, I mean, look at this. I don't know.
Winner, through and through, ladies.
Yeah.
I just want to end on a note saying that I think you are an incredible person as well as an incredible artist. We've talked about so much and we've been through so much together, and I just want you to know I have nothing but respect for you and your craft, and I want you to succeed and I want you to do your best. It's not easy, especially when you're the type of artist that you are.
Yeah.
And I dare say that in a secular society, coming from Northwest University, and even more than that, coming from a Christian background, with your intent, it can be very, very difficult to portray that in a way that's receptive to your audience.
Yeah.
And I just applaud you for that. And I thank you for staying true to you and your craft.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that would do that. As we end this interview, is there anything you will want to tell anybody? Maybe new music, maybe upcoming performances, some.
Oh gosh, I don't plan ahead. There's gonna be new music. It's gonna happen. Working on an EP right now. That's gonna come out, and it's gonna be an EP. And there's probably gonna be more after that, unless everybody hates it. And as for shows, oh goodness. Probably gonna be one, maybe. I don't know.
Soon, hopefully, maybe. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, thank you, Noah, for sitting down and doing this interview.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for speaking like you do. And if you guys weren't paying attention, like I said earlier, go check him out. Rest, I believe, on all your social media.
Yeah.
Go check him out. Rest. New single, go check it out, as well as the other 2 singles, go check those out, and I'll check you guys next time. Thanks, Noah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little bit afraid. My head is still so full of dreams, and I just sit here wasting away. Well, I know how I feel, but I just can't explain it. I need something real, and my doubts can't tear apart. I need a change of scenery. I need to go and make my mistakes.